mic was off. Sorry about that. Good morning and good evening wherever you are. And today we got another stream looking at where the hell crypto is going right now, or where it seems to be going. How you doing? I don't know how to pronounce that name. Is it Johan? Gianluca, Frank Lee, Sean, Jeff. How you going, guys? Good to see you jumping on. We'll see how many people we can get onto the stream today. Mr. Dino, doing well, man, doing well. Still waiting for a bit of action out of crypto, out of Bitcoin, but hopefully things get rolling soon. The volatility is definitely screwing right down. It's getting squeezed to some kind of apex. And I'll let a few more people jump in before I dive into that. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? Have you been trading? Have you been sitting on the sidelines a bit more? Are you dollar cost averaging? Yeah, trading. Cool. Looking at Nvidia. Cool. Yeah, that's fair. I've pretty much been just trying to... Well, I have a position, right? And I've been adding margin in. So I guess if I want to do another big buy, if price comes down, all I have to do is reduce my margin and then buy with that money instead, kind of thing. The thing is, like, reducing margin, your liquidation creeps up, so you've got to be careful not to decrease it by too much. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been doing over the past like 3 months, just maintaining my margin on a trade. And then, you know, I think, like, it feels like I'll have the luxury of time to be able to accumulate and buy. So that'll be my strategy moving forward. And sorry about that, brief interruption. How you doing, Honest? Radium? So yeah, just as there's no like real strong trend just yet, I've just been like easing my way in. Now from this perspective, let me just turn off these lines here so we can get a clearer shot at what's happening. I'll jump up to the 4-hour chart as well and show you what I'm talking about. Hide these as well. Okay. So at the moment, we may be in some kind of falling wedge down here. Now this part of this line here, I've got very faint because, you know, it's not as important as this resistance line and say this support going forward. So these are like the extreme sort of borders to what price is doing right now. G'day, how's it going? I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm just gonna call you Oo or O. I'll call you O. How you doing, O? Radium. I'm going to leverage Justin Bieber's NFT. Oh, awesome. So we've got the thing that sort of like stands out to me with this pattern that we're in is that we're spending a whole lot more time testing the top edge of this falling wedge, whereas the bottom price activity has been only a couple of touches here, and every other time that we've dipped, we've found support a lot higher in each instance, especially up here, right? it's like we're trying to get the ball rolling on each new like high or low here. It's kind of like, to me, this looks like a sort of an attempt at a trend which failed because we got a new lower, but now we're on a reattempt again. So we've like come up for a reattempt here, and we're just awaiting a possible break of this trend line. So this is going to be a big deal. If we're able to get up on top of this trend here, then that's when things will start to get interesting, I think, for a possible, recovery of this downtrend, this FTX collapse. So that brings me to my next point, just comparing the different altcoins and how they've behaved post FTX implosion. So if I open up a new chart, let's check out some of the big alts here. I'm going to start with Dogecoin because it's a very popular crypto at the moment, or for the past 12 months or so, more like almost 2 years now, approaching 2 years since all the hype has been around Doge. So we're out on the 4-hour chart. I'm just going to reset this view just to make sure that they're comparative. Okay, so we've got here the drop, the FTX drop, and BTC basically chopping sideways on the floor here of that drop. Whereas with Dogecoin, we've had the drop, but we've already started to look a bit more optimistic and recovering that drawdown. So if you take a fib retracement from the high to the lowest point after that high, you can see that Doge is already testing the 382 level Fibonacci level there. Whereas Bitcoin, if we take a similar point, like the highest point of the drop, say up here or something, to the lowest point of the drop, we haven't even really come up and tested the 236. Maybe there was a bit of a dirty test here. The initial bounce was pretty high, but yeah, we've been pretty much trading underneath the 236 Fibonacci level. So now that first level there is at 16,890 thereabouts. The 382 is at 17,750 roughly, and then you've got the 0.5 fib level at almost $18,500. So those are some big pivots to get back above, or some levels to get back on top of and find support. Now let me check out some of the other altcoins just to compare like what's been trending well out of this collapse, this FTX drama. Just making sure these charts line up. So Bitcoin's holding up okay. Ethereum's kind of looking a bit more like Bitcoin on the recovery there. Like it seems to be building towards something. I mean, it looks like a big nasty bear pennant just because of the drop, the way we've dropped into it. Now, Polkadot hasn't fared very well since the drop. It's pulling in lower lows, and the highs are just diminishing each time. So potentially that's in a falling wedge, similar to what Bitcoin's in, right? However, this wedge seems to be falling a little sharper on DOT. Let's get a bit of a trend line around that, and over here as well, something like that. So that could potentially break soon, to be honest. It's on the top side. So we'll save that. Now Litecoin, check out Litecoin. From the FTX drop, Litecoin rallied up amazingly. It seems to be somewhat bull flagging right now. If let's unlock that and just pull a new what is it called again? A regression channel. So regression trend off that off that push up. So it still looks very much like a bull flag, and it's just awaiting that break. I think if Bitcoin's to break this trend line and move up, maybe that's going to be the signal for Litecoin to be able to push like to the next tier up. So that's, yeah, Litecoin's been impressive since the collapse of FTX there. Uniswap, not amazing, still on the floor. XRP, it's looking not bad at all, to be honest. It's come up and tested the top of this this range that it's been stuck in for a good 6 months now, approaching 6 months. So it is looking like it's on the stronger side of things in that range. So that's good. Now let's jump across. I'll just go down the list here quickly. Filecoin, not that great. Matic, even though Matic is an amazing project, this could be a really good opportunity to accumulate Matic if you're interested in that as a long-term project. So definitely do your own research and not financial advice. Link's doing, yeah, look at that. We got a bit of a rally out of there for Link in the last couple of days. So that's doing not bad at all compared to Bitcoin there. Chainlink. ICP, kind of on the floor. VeChain, similar story. XLM, not amazing. Now Bitcoin Cash is actually doing okay out of the drop. Cardano, nah, not good. It's still bleeding out, and it's been doing that for the whole year. It's just been bleeding out. I'll have to do a bit of research and see what the hell's going on with ADA. Like, why has it had no love in the last 12 months? Yeah, like barely any relief rallies going on there. Ethereum Classic, kind of interesting there. Let's go. I'll just make sure I'm on the same comparison here. So we want the 4-hour chart, reset the view. Yeah, probably similar, quite similar to Bitcoin. Now BNB is interesting. So there's the FTX collapse. It had a huge spike and then a falling wedge, which is kind of like what Bitcoin's in right now, right? A falling wedge and then a massive breakout. But just recently, over the last 24 hours, it's seen a bit of, or the last 48 hours, it's seen a bit of corrective action off that uptrend there. Tron, yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's kind of looking like a bit of a rising wedge there, to be honest. But Solana, yeah, very flat. Solana has lost a little bit of trust in the last couple of weeks due to the whole FTX connection there, or not so much connection, but the FTX, I guess, investment behind Solana. So I think they held like 10% of Solana's market cap. So yeah, when they filed for bankruptcy, when the whole thing went down, it's, yeah, you can see it's had a pretty negative reaction on price. Or so Shiba is, yeah, not that great. AVAX on the floor, Shiba on the floor. Thetas, yeah, it's looking interesting. Phantom, okay, yeah, Phantom is, let me just go my complete, this is a bit more of a longer list, and there's been a couple of delistings here, so Tribe and SRM. So we're looking up FTM. Let me grab that out of the chart here. So Phantom, awesome. Really nice rally over the past 48 hours. And, it dropped from a long way. So, I'm interested to see what a Fibonacci retracement would do for this. So the floor is roughly around here, like the current floor. And it's finding resistance on the 382 fib level. So that seems to be the price to beat right now. You can see it is sitting at a prior pivot point, a previous line of support, becoming a future line of resistance. So it's done a bit of an SR flip there, support resistance flip. And you can see prior price action that it was like a a fairly long-term line of support there in this zone here, and then acting as resistance down here, and then back up on top for support. So that's a very key price there. What's that? About 22 cents? 21 and a half? So there, that's an interesting, that's a pretty deep line in the sand, I think, for Phantom. And look at the pivot over here. That's very sharp and obvious. And there's a lot of activity at that level over here as well. But you can see, yeah, if you think Phantom is a long-term gainer, like, you know, if you think it's got a place in the next bull market, this is on an amazing discount off the all-time high. Just going to go to a higher time frame to pull in like a drawdown on that. Let me just see. I'm going to measure it. So lowest point is probably quite recent. It's done a 95% drop from all-time high. That's massive. What a discount, you know. If you think Phantom's got a future, these are amazing prices to accumulate. You know, how much lower can it go? Well, if we turn logarithmic, you know, it's kind of like Dogecoin, right? It seems to have retraced heavy, but there is this space below. You know, the lower you get, the more rapid the fall, or the, you know, the more spread of distance on the logarithmic chart you get. So, but yeah, it seems like this is not a bad buy zone. So if you were to accumulate here, I don't think it would be a terrible idea, but that's just my opinion, not financial advice. If you're trading, now trading, of course, totally different approach to investing. Buying and holding for long term is a, you know, totally different kettle of fish. So if you're trading this, stop loss would be below those very key pivot levels. So if you're going for like a swing trade that goes for like a week or so, you know, you want to have a stop basically at the swing low here. Like, give it a bit of wiggle room, but yeah, that's the idea anyway. Now, like, the interesting thing is the market makers, like the people that control, well, to some degree, where price goes, they know the strategy. That's a very popular strategy to set your stop loss below a previous pivot point, below a previous swing low, yeah? So they're going to hunt that to, you know, some degree. So just be careful with that, you know, setting a stop. You don't want to make it too tight, and then again, you don't want to make it too loose to where, you know, if you do get stopped out, it's going to cause you a lot of damage to your account. So it's a bit of a juggling act. You know, some people do extremely tight stop losses. So if they do get stopped out, they're like, well, I didn't want to be in a trade that draws down at all. I'll just reposition. Like, I'll wait for this dip to find some kind of stability and, you know, level out a bit, and then I'll re-enter. So I'll take the 0.5% loss and position again, and just try to snipe out the start of some kind of like kick up. So that's another way to approach it. If you have your stops super tight, you know, if you're not willing to see any drawdown, yeah, with that, you're going to find yourself getting into a lot more positions that way, because you're likely to get stopped out through the volatility. So it's just a matter of like catching, you know, those explosive changes, and it's like almost you just have to kind of get lucky in a way. But I mean, that is the tricky thing about trading. You're trying to pick a bottom, and if you're on super high leverage, you know, that's where the game gets a lot more volatile and violent. So your stop has to be, yeah, it doesn't give you much room for error when you're at high leverage. So that's, yeah, the beauty of low leverage or spot trading even, is that you've got a lot more room and margin for error, and you can adjust your approach there depending. So going back to Bitcoin here, yeah, you can see this line here, this nasty resistance, this line of resistance here is still forcing us, you know, slowly down. However, the support side, there's a lot of evidence there that we've found some area of demand. These areas that we're bouncing at the moment. Recently, we had BlockFi, another big entity in the crypto space, file for bankruptcy. So I believe that's what caused our recent dip here. It was all during this. Not to mention the dollar index, the DXY was on a tear during that period too. So it was a bit of like a double whammy. Now, Genesis and Grayscale are the two other big. I don't know if BlockFi was as big as them, but these two are big players. Part of the DCG, the Digital Currency Group, I think it's called. So if they go down, I think that's why people are still waiting on the sidelines, because there's still a lot of risk there with those groups. So we don't know where they're going to go. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at. We've got 5 minutes until the daily candle closes, and today was a good day. The last 24 hours has been decent. We've come up and we've almost engulfed this previous candle. If we can get just I don't think we're going to get one in 5 minutes, but yeah, if this closes like higher, that would be awesome. Like it'd be a bullish indication for our next daily candle starting in 4 minutes now. So we'll see what becomes of this. Static Trading, what's happening, man? Thanks for the super chat there, appreciate that. And right back at you. Let me chuck up a link for my Discord here. As I'm sure most of you are aware, and probably you're already part of it, but it's free to join this Discord, so by all means, come on in. Get that typed up. Free to join Discord. And we'll pin that to the top. So how have we been going with viewers here? We've got currently 30. Awesome, yeah. Peak viewership right now. Smash the like button, guys. Remember to do that if you can. It definitely helps to try and get the stream up in the search results and get more people to come in and check it out. I'm sure the bulk of you are subscribed already, so thanks for your continued support there and for showing up for the stream. Hopefully these streams give you a bit of value. Hopefully you get something out of it. Yeah, I think the more this is helpful to me too, because it's me basically like if you verbalize and talk through your own analysis, it kind of you can track where your thought process is going, and I guess it makes it more clear. Yeah, just explaining what you're seeing to other people. And this is why Discord groups are awesome, is because you can share your ideas and get feedback. Speaking of, like, if you want to jump into the channel, the Discord channel, I'll hop in there now, but yeah, no pressure. If you feel like coming in and having a chat, I'm in there now. So leave all that open. What else have we got going? And what's up, Gigi? Good to see you in here. We've got 2 minutes left of the day. It looks like, we got a bit of a pullback. Well, actually, yeah, the last hour has been a bit bleak. All right, sorry about that. I am back. I lost my voice for like a brief moment, but I'm back. This is ginger beer. I think in America you guys call it root beer. Not sure. Let's catch up here. Right. No soul beer, yeah, that's it. There's no soul in this beer. Root beer. If it's sassafras sods, I've never heard of that. Ginger ale, yeah.
Nah, ginger beer, bud.
Yeah. What's happening, Serrano?
Raise it up again.
Raise up the drink.
Yeah, see, that's what. Yeah, it's like
This-
that's even lighter than
Oh
what's
yeah,
that crap called?
it's the way I mixed it
Cream
because this.
soda.
Yeah, this is actually ginger beer cordial, and I've got something called a Soda Stream. I don't know if you guys have them in the
Yeah, Soda
US.
Streams?
Yeah, Soda Stream. It must be it's probably an American company to be honest. Yeah, Soda Stream. They're awesome.
Hey, bro, the only thing we don't have here that y'all have here is Vegemite, dog.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
probably have that too somewhere.
yeah. Most of our products are from the US, I think. But
U.S. by the way
yeah,
of China.
yeah.
What is
So
it
what's
like?
been?
Is it
Hmm?
an actual ginger beer? Like it's alcoholic?
Nah, this one's non-alcoholic. It's just the flavor of it. I guess you could more call it ginger ale. But yeah, we do have alcoholic ginger beer in Australia. So what's been happening in the crypto world in the last 24 hours? Any big breaking developments in
Uh, you mean
fundamentals?
SPF?
Yeah,
SPF
all of
is
that.
supposed to be coming on um,
Oh, that
someone's
New
Twitter's.
York New
Well, I
York
think
Times.
Mario
Oh, yeah. He's going on to
at
BitBoys,
9
right?
a.m. No, someone
Oh,
else confirmed
uh,
with on somebody else's.
yeah.
He's supposed to also go on. He said he was gonna go on BitBoys in like the next 2 weeks, but this guy
Hmm.
Mario, he's been hosting a lot of Twitter Spaces
Oh, that
recently.
Mario New Fall guy or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
supposed to be
Okay.
9 a.m. Eastern Standard on the 1st.
Hmm.
So what is that? 3 days? 2 days?
Okay. Let me just see.
Oh, it's the 29th,
SPF joins the show. First public appearance at the roundtable.
Thursday.
Friday, the 2nd of December at 5 a.m.
Well, yeah, for you it's going to be the 2nd.
Yeah. So, okay. So about 48 hours time, roughly.
Yeah,
Give or
48 hours.
take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably less now. Cool.
I think I'm pretty sure it's in the
I'm going to
morning.
put a reminder on that to be able to hear that.
Then
Mhm.
so that should be interesting.
Yeah, no doubt.
KuCoin's getting the shit flooded out of it.
Yeah, I heard about that. What happened with KuCoin?
They're saying stuff about how their staking rewards are crazy or something like that.
Ah,
I
right.
don't know.
Oh, like it doesn't line up. Like there's some kind of yeah.
Well, the staking rewards are like stupid broken right now. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't really sound like it's anything major. Like here's one thing: KuCoin offering staking rewards up to 200% APR on USD Tether. Bitcoin, I think they just hashtagged it to get the engagement. I don't get too excited when I see this. In fact, it worries me. I think it's a red flag cash grabs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's 200% APR on fucking Bitcoin right now for them.
Oh shit.
Or there was. I mean, this is 6 hours ago. But you got all kinds of people saying, that it's FUD. Then you got people saying withdraw your crypto.
Yeah. I've also heard mixed things about Solana. There's like a lot of people out there that hate it, and then there's a few people that are like, "Oh, it'll be okay. It's it's just a short-term bump in the road kind of thing." But yeah, I guess we'll have to see what happens. I'm
Well,
just
I
gonna
mean,
read
like
out some of these
price
headlining things here.
price wise, they definitely don't look good. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah, they took a hit, that's for sure. Coinbase Wallet to end support for Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, XRP, and XLM.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Right on. What else has been headlining? So 2 hours ago, Sam Bankman-Fried called to FTX hearing by Texas securities regulator. Well, that's good.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
mean,
in December,
hopefully,
right? Or no, next year, 2023,
um, I'll have to click
February.
into the article here. Let's see. Ex-FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried has been called to a Feb 2 hearing to answer
Yeah, February
to
2nd, right?
claims. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
The
But
Texas State Securities Board.
tomorrow he has that event that he was supposed to do with the New York Times. That,
Hmm.
from what I remember hearing last, he's supposed to go. He's supposed to be there, not in person, but like digitally. He's like
Yeah,
Zoom.
like a Zoom call. Yeah.
Mhm.
Crypto markets today. Wobi's HT token climbs after exchange discloses airdrop. Okay.
Hmm.
Doge chain. Dogecoin's tag along sidechain. They may be nominally related, but Doge chain is a different breed altogether. Okay. Let me just see a bit more in this because I know it's a popular topic, Doge. Dogecoin, the silly and popular meme coin often associated with Elon Musk, has experienced much volatility in its price. The popularity of the coin has led to a remarkable increase in adoption, replacing Cardano's ADA as the sixth largest cryptocurrency in the world. It has also generated attention from other projects, including one called Doge Chain. I've never heard of Doge Chain, it's the first for me. But buyer beware, although the two may sound similar, they are not as closely related as their names would suggest. So Dogechain is a sidechain that uses Polygon Edge, which is a separate network that allows developers to work in a customizable environment on Polygon. So Matic,
So
itself
they're
a
just
sidechain
playing
to
that.
Ethereum.
They're just
Mm.
playing off the names.
Yep, it sounds like another coattail trick.
Hmm.
Yep, like a Shiba. Shiba Inu.
Like a Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah. Man, I should come out with a crypto down under Inu coin. No, I'm just kidding.
What even kind of dogs do you guys have out there? That's like
Ding-
Australian
dingoes,
shepherds,
mate. Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Aussie
kelpies.
shepherds. We got dingoes.
You
Dingoes are
guys actually
like
have some
the.
cool dogs. Your sheep
Mm.
dogs are really cool. Like run and jump on the sheep's back to herd them around and shit.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Australian kelpies. That's what it's called. The kelpie.
The kelpie, yeah. Kelpie has dingo in it, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Dingoes are pretty
they
cool.
look
They're kind of
almost.
like
They
a big
almost
old
look almost just like
fox,
them.
a fox dog.
Those are like
Kelpie.
your wild dogs, right?
Yeah, they're native dogs in Australia. But yeah, Kelpie has dingo in it. And then you've got Australian Shepherd.
Australian shepherds are cute too. Really smart
Whoops.
dogs, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Aussie Shepherds. They're like, when they're pups, they look like Bernese mountain dogs, kinda.
Mm.
They're very similar. Very cute. uh, Bernese mountain dog. Yeah, they're one of
Dingoes
my
are good
favorite
with
dog breeds.
yotes. You wait,
Like very
dingoes are
cute.
close to yotes or coyotes?
Yeah,
You see, you guys shoot them and stuff
probably.
because they fuck shit
Yeah,
up.
I think yeah, or I don't know. It depends on the area. I think they may be like protected. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But kangaroos are definitely shot because they're like
Ah,
the numbers are insane. They're like in plague proportions. You know what I mean? In the
they get
outback,
like the
like
ruse.
yeah, kangaroos are everywhere in like the outback. Not so much toward the cities, but hmm.
Out there, and you mean in the rest of the country?
Yep. In the dead center, in the red center.
In the majority of the country?
Yeah, the majority, exactly. Let me just grab.
Doge chain. Not even creative. Like, come on.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been a bit,
But yeah, we could do a Kelpie in you.
yeah, Kelpie in you. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, pretty much. I think America has a lot more green to it than Australia. You guys have a massive amount of like usable land in on your mid to east there. Like the only sort of like arid areas are like around Utah, New Mexico, Nevada,
Oh yeah, in
Las
the
Vegas.
desert.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But otherwise, like most of your land is like, yeah, damn, it's massive.
We have especially the Midwest. There's a giant
Yeah,
farmland area,
yeah.
and
And
there's also
then
farms in like New Mexico and Arizona and shit.
whereas we're pretty much coast dwellers, we like hang around the coastline
Mm.
because
Well,
everything
yeah,
else in here.
everything in the interior is
Mm,
gonna kill you.
yeah. I mean, Alice Springs is like a pretty populated spot. It's probably the most one of the most populated cities that are it's in the outback. Alice
Is that what you
Springs.
guys call it? The Outback?
Yeah,
I
it's
like
the
it.
outback. Yeah, pretty much. Like,
That's just a steakhouse to us, man.
yeah. So if I just drop a pin like anywhere on the like you see, it's pretty like it probably looks like Nevada or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it kind of looks like Nevada.
Yeah, but then you
Parts of
get
Nevada.
like to the real like red earth like of the Simpson Desert.
Like red would more be like up in Utah.
Mm, the Simpson Desert's crazy. It's just so massive.
See where the water flows whenever there is water.
Mm-hmm. Northern Territory. This is where all the crocodiles are.
Crocodiles.
Crocodiles, mate.
So our
Um,
our Florida swampland, Louisiana, the
Louisiana.
Victoria River. Hmm. So that looks like a good sized river. What's this
There's
one on
no
the right here?
there's no roads to drop in. Oh,
Well, yeah,
that's
you
like
gotta have a
a
ute,
big
man.
dry lake or something, like a dry
Yeah,
lake
look
bed
at
or
that thing all
something.
dried up.
Yeah. Wonder if there's any photos to see. No, no one's out
Yeah,
there,
they
mate.
they
Don't
don't
get
want you
lost in the
guys.
outback.
They don't want anyone
Pretty,
to know that they pumped out a full lake and hide it.
yeah. See, kangaroos love
Okay,
this kind of land where it's just sort of,
what's
you
some
know,
good greenery though?
yeah, it's
Actually
not
have
bad,
trees
eh?
growing.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of trees those are, kind of like manzanita for us.
There's certain roads in Northern
Bushes or whatever.
Territory that are littered with like VB cans, so beer cans, and they call it the Green Mile, I think, something like that, because it's a green
where do
can.
where do all the Aborigines hang out?
Well, the Aboriginal population, oh, like they're pretty much in every state. Yeah.
Well, where's their clubhouse? Where's their hangout? Where are they at the most? Like in density.
Northern Territory and Northern Queensland, I would say would be and like parts of Northern Western Australia. That's like your true like actual yeah Aboriginal population. What about in the US? Like, what sort of states do the Native Americans like? Where are they? Kind of like all over, or
Well, okay, so there's a big reservation up in the Dakotas,
mm-hmm.
Montana. Montana has a big reservation.
Yep,
But yeah, so you got
that's
them up
cool.
in Montana and the Dakotas,
Mm-hmm.
then Utah, Arizona, New Mexico. They have a bunch of land, and then it really just depends on the state. But like they have reservations everywhere.
Huh.
But like the big tribes, one of the big tribes or confederation of tribes is up in Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, then Arizona, Utah, New Mexico. And then there's some big tribal lands in California and Washington and Oregon. It really just depends. But like the tribes where you're actually going to know the names of them, Montana, and then there's a big one that's like in the South, like the I can't remember which ones it is, but like I want to say the Apache or the Comanche. Oh yeah, Oklahoma too. A bunch of like what sucks is like a bunch of their land that they were given is a bunch of trash.
That's it's sad. Like, yeah, human history is nasty, to say
Yeah,
the
that's right.
least.
Oklahoma does have a bunch of reservation land on it.
But yeah, there's some beautiful spots
Yeah, that
in the
water looks
Northern
pretty.
Territory, like yeah, all these like tropical places.
Yeah, that
Van
water looks
Diemen
beautiful.
Gulf, yeah. There's nothing that I see with like dropping the pin, but you should be able to see across to Papua New Guinea from like the northernmost tip of mainland Australia.
You can see it.
Maybe,
That's kind of cool.
maybe. Mm,
With weather,
I don't know.
proper
Maybe I'm
weather
thinking of
conditions.
another spot. Um, yeah, off in the distance there. Maybe I don't know if that's it. You can sort of
Ah,
see that
yeah.
you can make out the land just. You know that
No,
point.
yeah.
You know that point in. Oh no, nah, that wouldn't be right. That's way too far. It's probably one of
Yeah,
these
that's
like islands that you can see in that photo. But I think you can see Africa from Spain at
yeah,
Gibraltar. Yeah,
yeah. That's not the
it's
strait.
not that far. Yeah, it's not that far of a gap. Yeah,
No, yeah, yeah. I'm pretty
yeah.
sure you. Well, I mean, other obviously weather conditions are going to make that work or not work,
Mm.
but I'm pretty sure you can see across.
Yeah, like if I go to like the one of the high points up here, should be able to see out. You can see, yeah, there's Africa down there, over there. I think, or maybe it's that
Yeah, I
way.
guess actually not so much Utah, but like New Mexico and Arizona, you got the Hopi and the Navajo. Like you're actually going to know who they are.
Yeah.
And then in Oklahoma, you have the Cherokee.
Hmm.
I mean, you might know who the Seminoles and the Chickasaw are. And then up north in Montana, you got the Cheyenne
Daniel.
and the Crow. And then, of course, like the one that made the news most recently, you got Standing Rock for the oil drilling stuff or the pipeline stuff.
This is cool. Anyway, I am getting totally off topic, aren't I? Typical. So, what else is happening in the news here? So, we've got crypto services firm Prime Trust has fired CEO Tom Pagler. Okay,
Okay.
never heard of him. Beto O'Rourke returned a $1 million campaign donation from Sam Bankman-Fried. Oh, there you go. Trying to clean up
Yeah, I think
his
it was
act.
right. No, I think it was right before they went down. He sent $1 million check back or something like that. I read part of that
uh,
earlier.
okay, yeah, fair enough. New York man pleads guilty to $2 million crypto mining fraud. Ooh, well, more Huobi news. Huobi token surges after crypto exchange discloses airdrop of Dominicup coin.
Oh yeah,
Binance.
they're doing a coin with Dominica. That's right. Well, Dominica is doing like a CBDC or something like that
Yeah.
because of Justin Sun. He's the whatever for the whichever
Yeah,
ambassador
he's got
to
some
the
role.
ambassador to the World Economic Forum, maybe one of
Oh
those
right.
things.
Yeah.
And
True.
I mean, he owns Huobi, so there's that, or is a
Yeah.
partial owner of
Well,
a Huobi.
don't know, but obviously he comes his project is Tron, right?
Yeah,
And then he's like gone out and invested in other or gotten involved with other things. Binance Binance, Coinbase among crypto firms questioned by US Senator after FTX mess. BlockFi most likely to pay SEC first, crypto lawyers says. BlockFi joins the bankruptcy parade. Sam Bankman-Fried addresses withdrawals. FTX collapse in newly released audio interview. Yeah, so there's that, sort of, what would you call it? She's not a professional
He,
reporter, but she's like
yeah,
just a public person. She's just like a Twitter reporter or something, like just
yeah, like in
does it as like
the
a hobby kind of thing.
citizen reporter or citizen
Right.
journalist, I think is what they like to be called.
Citizen journalist, right.
Tiffany Fong.
Mm, right, yeah. So
He
she's
he called her, or like
I
she like reached out to him, and he ended up calling her, and she's like, "Why are
mm,
you talking to me?" He's like, "I don't
yeah,
know. It's
I'm not
like I just
anybody.
I think that you're someone who's interesting," and he goes off,
uh the way
and
he
he
talks, it just seems so like he's confused of what he's saying all the time. Like it's as though he's like lying all the time or something. He's just making it up as he goes.
yeah, some of the big takeaways was they had he shouldn't have filed for bankruptcy. If he didn't file for bankruptcy, everything would have been fine. He got like $4 billion in funding the day after, and but the lawyers were like, screw it, we're just gonna nuke it instead of taking the money or something like that. It was kind of confusing. And then the whole backdoor situation that was built into FTX, he worded it like a sly little devil, but
Oh
and her
right.
question wasn't perfect. Her question made it so he could elude the real
Yes.
answer. She's like,
Yes,
"You
I heard
coded,"
that.
yeah. She's like,
And
"You coded a
because
backdoor," and he's like, "Oh,
yeah,
I don't code. I didn't
yeah, he
code
got her
anything."
on a like a technicality. Yeah.
Yeah, like because of wording,
Yeah,
because it
and it
was
was the other guy. It was the Fong guy, Gary
Gary.
Fong. Yeah, Gary Fong was the guy that wrote it, the backdoor, apparently, allegedly. And then, yeah, he just used it. SBF just used it, but he didn't make it. Yeah, so yeah, that's all right. I mean, they'll probably clear that up in the next, the next interrogation or whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty cringe to be honest, but it sounded like he was on a boat or something. Like it sounded like waves were hitting it or wind or I don't know, something like that. It was hmm.
Just catching up on some of these comments in YouTube. Yeah, Rick, is Chopper a legend in Australia? Yeah, I guess you could say like he's like a cult legend, notorious. Um, Rick, why is there an underwater clone of Australia southeast of Australia? I didn't even know that. An underwater clone? Yeah, that's news to me. Many of our states and cities have Native American names. Yeah. Australia has a lot of Aboriginal names for like places. The IRS won't be able to find me on the red planet. Well, you better keep that secret then. You know, Mars can't support cold-blooded life forms. Can you see the IRS in the room with you right now? Well, if they are, how you going, guys? IRS? I think you got bigger fish to fry.
For Huobi and Dominica. Huobi's gonna is partnering with Dominica to roll out a digital identity and national token service that promises digital citizenship of the West Indian island nation. I mean, Dominica is one of those countries where you can just go buy a citizenship there and never even have to like have a proof of residency. So it's
Okay.
like they're just tokenizing that. They're tokenizing their uh pay. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but you just pay money and you can get a like I don't know. I think they're like 250 grand or 300 grand.
Okay.
And then
Wow.
boom, second passport.
Yeah, you can just buy your way out of the country kind of thing into their country. So
They
this
have a
underwater landmass that's supposed to be southeast of Australia. Is it past New Zealand or before New Zealand? I wonder.
Bit
A
northeast.
bit northeast. Okay, so this way. Would it be something that I can Google to find out the location of it? Because I'm pretty keen to check out what you mean.
Underwater Australasia.
Underwater Australasia. Whale connects to New Zealand. And how small are we talking? Ooh, that's creepy. That looks like a face almost. Just under there.
See the Titans.
Yeah, it's a massive giant. It's right there. Man, I can't really see it. Are there videos on it on YouTube? Shape's a bit like a 7. Okay.
All right, it's called Zealandia.
Right, okay.
A submerged continent or sunken continent in a region of continental crust.
There.
But yeah, it's in this area here. This big old area. All these little island nations don't matter.
Right, these are the Pacific Islands, like Tonga, Fiji, American Samoa, Vanuatu.
Oh, is that Vanuatu?
Yep.
Do you know what Twitch.tv, the TV actually stands for?
What does it stand for? Not television?
Nope. It's the internet code and whatever for one of those little island nations up there. I'm pretty sure it's Vanuatu.
Okay.
So, you know, like Australia's AU.
Or Tuvalu, like maybe? That. Yeah,
Tuvalu, that's what it is. There it is.
Wow, okay. .tv. It's like, look at these atoll things. They're crazy.
Yeah, those are fucking sick.
Imagine your country just being one street, like a runway. That's cool. Oh, there's like a village on here, look. Like, you know, a bloody township. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, DOGE is getting some movement right now.
Is it? Yeah, I'm keen to have a look at that. All right, let's go back to crypto. I mean,
since the daily close.
Nice. Phantom's doing well. Still rallying. FTM.
I mean, what's Phantom without Andre?
FTT. Can't believe that's still listed. It's kind of like, it reminds me of BitConnect.
BitConnect. Wait, what does?
What? FTT token. Just because it's like, yeah, scandalous, you know? Ooh, something has like really popped up. ICX. Icon. Remember Icon? Holy moly.
12%.
That.
Jesus.
Yeah. To the very top of that pump is 22%, basically 23% pump out of ICX.
More dog shit coins on Binance again today?
Maybe. I don't know. That's pretty wild. Let me check Doge, because you said that had a bit of activity. Oh wow, look at that. So yeah, that's what I was going to talk about with Doge. Is it was in this seemingly in like this pennant formation, this bullish pennant, because of, you know, the way we entered it from an uptrend, and then we've consolidated it. It didn't even need to come back to test the bottom. It's just already on a tear. It's already like, you know, testing the high end, maintaining like levels above 10 cents overnight for me. So that's cool. Awesome to see. Looks like we might get some new highs here on this this recent trend, potentially. Bitcoin's still maintaining a similar zone to where yesterday closed, so that's cool. Sometimes it takes a couple of hours to like establish the trend for the day before it takes off. But yeah, by no means are we bullish yet. Like it's, we're still under a descending trend line here, but overall it's a big old falling wedge on Bitcoin. So that's a bit of hopium for everyone. And we've spent a lot of time on the resistance side of it. Theory being that, more and more tests of either a support or a resistance, eventually it breaks because it's considered to be like a wall holding it down, and then eventually that wall gets all either bought up or sold up and gives way over time. But yeah, the other sort of side to that is the more tests you get of a trend line, the more established that trend becomes as well. So yeah, it just depends. Depends how you look at it. But yeah, it's still like some pretty interesting releases over the next like 3 days. We've got some events on the calendar, and not just drama like with FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, but we've got the GDP figures coming out. For me, it's at 11:15 or 11:30 tonight, so about 13 hours away is the GDP. And then the next day we've got the JOLTS job openings. Now the JOLTS stands for Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey. So that's JOLTS. And then we've got Jerome Powell speaking, so he's going to do some kind of announcement, I suppose, or just catching everyone up with what where they're at, maybe. Due to speak about the economic outlook, inflation, and the labor market at the Brookings Institution, Washington, D.C. So, as head of the central bank, which controls short-term interest rates, he has more influence over the nation's currency value than any other person. Traders scrutinize his public engagements as they are often used to drop subtle clues regarding future monetary policy. Then we've got the PCE, same day, but later in the evening. The Personal Consumption Expenditures Consumer Price Index. So, I don't know how that relates to the PCI, but PCE, there you go. That's on Thursday as well. So Friday, ISM Manufacturing, average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and employment rate. So it is a big week of events on the calendar there. And I think the following week we get our PPI data, and then not too long after that we get CPI, which is inflation, right? Inflation figures. And then the very next day we have the FOMC, so that the funds rate. What's up, Jack? What's up, DC Woodworking? I'm still banned on Twitter? Oh, it's no good. So yeah, we got some pretty big moments on the horizon over the coming couple of weeks. Ooh, Jack, keep up your streams, love them every time. Thanks, man, appreciate that. Thanks for the support. And yeah, I'm gonna try and keep up the schedule, like roughly at or around the daily candle close is when I plan to stream. I think today I started half an hour before the close, so I feel like that's probably be a good time to start it up. So whatever times you're in, time zone, there's like, I think in the US, what have you got? So 30 minutes ago, so 7 p.m. Eastern is the daily candle close, right? That's how it stands at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Something I didn't
So
know.
so if you
At
tune in
the
at, sorry.
New York Times event that Sam's supposed to do tomorrow, someone's actually going to be interviewing him. This guy Andrew Ross Sorkin.
Yeah, that dude. I think he's a like a bit of a kiss ass to Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah, he works for the New York Times, so
Yeah, he
should be
made this
interesting.
he did this tweet basically blaming investors about losing their money, like
Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
victim
Any
blaming. Yeah, victim
anytime there
blaming.
is a boom cycle like this, otherwise smart investors do dumb
Yeah,
things because they see their pals and peers piling in and worry they will be left out. Envious permeous is a
yeah,
permeous quality. And that one is all too human. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah. He's definitely uh, ruining his credibility and reputation with those statements, I think.
I mean, he works for the New York Times.
Yeah, I mean, who's like,
It should be interesting. I mean, we know it's going to be super soft. The interview tomorrow on him.
oh yeah, without a doubt, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even ask him anything that makes him, you know, sweat at all. They'll probably just be giving him a platform to try and like spread his like lies and like create some kind of deviation from the actual story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. It'll be interesting either way.
Make him seem like just the guy who messed up.
Yeah. Oh, it's just all a big mistake.
You know, it's just an accounting error. I didn't label the
Yeah.
wallet correctly.
Yeah. Wow. Client funds, my funds. The folder was just misnamed.
You deposit
Ah,
funds on
dear.
my exchange, they're mine.
Hmm.
But if you think about it, like banks do the same stuff.
Yeah. And
These
the
guys
thing
just weren't
is,
supposed to do this stuff.
I think the bear market just made things really difficult because otherwise he probably could have got away with it and kept everything afloat.
Oh, for sure he could have
And
done
no
that.
one would
Well,
have known any better. Like,
he
no
could have
one would
got
have
away
known any
with it
difference. Hmm.
if if um if CZ didn't say anything, they would
Yep.
have got away with it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it came out on what's it called? CoinDesk, like
Yeah.
before the CZ thing.
Well,
Hmm.
the balance sheet got released from insiders via CoinDesk, and then
Ooh, we just got a
CZ.
breakout there with Bitcoin, like a little bit of push. Sorry.
Yeah, everything is getting a nice little move right here.
Let's Mars. 4.99 super chat, $5. Thanks, dude. 9, 10? 9 out of 10? Is that 9th of October or 10th of September? Depends where you're from, I suppose. Martians choose Crypto Down Under as their preferred TA provider. Well, thank you, Martians.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind going to Mars one day. That'd be great. Oh, 9 out of 10. Okay, gotcha. 9 out of 10 Martians choose Crypto Down Under, yeah. That's great. Damn, well, that's a good little push out of resistance there. See if it can. It's really on a tear, isn't it? Well, the way I have the chart. What will we be gunning for? What's the next sort of big area of possible resistance? Maybe 17,000. We're approaching it pretty quick. Got 19 people in here. What's up, guys? Yeah, these streams have been great. Got a loyal little following here. You guys are the OGs. Just be very careful because like you know, things like this tend to be happening lately and they can be just like liquidity grabs. One way to follow it is to turn your volume on, and you want to see the volume like increasing. So down on the hourly, it's off to a good start. Like we've got our low point, second candle higher, third candle really getting up there, and it's only been what, 43 minutes or something. So there's still a good 17 minutes to go of this candle. So we'll see if the volume can keep on this tear here. If you notice that any future candles coming up start decreasing in size, like diminishing like this, that's when you know this move is not being sustained by real money. You know, it's just like it's all a bunch of hot air kind of thing. But yeah, we just want to try and maintain this kind of trajectory. See, comparatively, this move here coming up, that was all proper, like real volume. You can see the average volume increasing over time there. So that's a good start. But yeah, guys, this is exciting. This is great. You know, this could be the big test of 17K that we've all been holding out for. Yeah, this is definitely one to leave the stream running. I was almost going to wrap it up. Even on the 4 hour, it's very beautiful. Like that candle's really, really explosive there. Man, can we get commitment above 17,000? That's going to be like the first hurdle, I feel. We've still got 3 hours to go on this 4 hourly candle. We've only sort of just started this one. But it's already like almost coming up to meet the previous 4 hour. So that's good. Very good. Got 26 people in now. We were at 19 like 5 minutes ago. So a few more people filtering through here. Well, I'm just going to observe this. There's not much to say really other than just watch it punch through levels of resistance and hopefully, like, you know, it's sustained. What's up, AW or from the UK? Sean? Yeah, hit the like button if you haven't already. 23 people viewing, 23 likes. That's good. Yeah, definitely looking forward to more people coming into the space, hopefully trying to attract more people to subscribe, that kind of thing, and try to grow the channel, make it something bigger than it is. That's the goal. But yeah, it's good. So give yourselves a pat on the back. I think you're pretty much paying attention to the market at the most important time. And that's, you know, where we're trying to find the bottom. You know, by no means have we found it yet. Like, we won't know until we get the confirmation. You know, price certainly needs to get above the 200 moving average, EMA, on the higher time frame. So like the daily and the 4 hour. G says regular streaming will get you an audience. We're here for XTA and it's refreshing, awesome accent too. Thanks, GG. Yeah, if I stay consistent with the streams, hopefully that has a positive effect on it. Something to count on. I win, so pumped Rick is back daily. Well, appreciate the love, thank you. Look at that, we've tagged 16,900 already. Things are still looking pretty exciting, I think. There's probably a lot of profit taking from this move. So a lot of people that are on high leverage, you know, they have targets predefined. You know, they're not always going for a big hero trade that's gonna like get them $1 million. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. They'll have a predefined target, like say from the breakout point. You know, 1.5%, 2%. Yeah, a lot of taking profit in this area. But the cool thing is, when there is like a stall in price action, you get repositioning. So if there's evidence of support, and you know that basically prints out like a pennant or a bull flag, that's when you'll have the people that basically took profit off this initial move, repositioning like inside this structure, and then, you know, catching the following move up. But yeah, just depending on the time frame they're playing the trade, basically. But that is, yeah, that is a huge spike in volume. These smaller time frames, we haven't seen that in a little while. So the 4 hour, we really need to get these candles growing in size, these volume candles, for it to be really convincing, because yeah, lately it's been just a bit chopping, a bit sideways, very indecisive. But trend-wise, this is a big deal, like breaking out of this downtrend here. We've already got above this pivot, these pivots here, and this one. So pretty much the only pivots to go are, you know, basically the 17K level, 17,141, 17,140, let's call it, and then say let's call it 17,200 as well up here. And then, you know, if we're able to get that behind us, there is a massive pivot up here, 18,000, and a touch beyond that. Yeah, this could be the start of a nice relief rally. We'll see what happens. I don't want to get too excited, because, you know, as we know, like, this year has produced a lot of disappointment for bulls, I suppose. You know, the relief rallies have only lasted so long before it collapses back down to make a new low, a lower low. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Like, if you look at it this way, if you zoom out and get a bit of perspective, let me just turn this music down a little. If I jump onto, say, the daily time frame, let me hide all the drawings here and turn the volume off and just go full screen. So there was our June low, right? That was the price holding us up, like that was the support zone. And, you know, pulling in these lows after that was evidence that we were getting a higher low here, and we'd found somewhat of an area of demand, like, you know, good demand. So any time price went below, you know, 18,500, it got bought up very quickly. You know, didn't spend much time below 18,500 at the time. Now this this FTX collapse, black swan event thing, that is out of the. It's something that's not technically driven. Like there's no technical setup here that produced that drop. It was very much a fundamental impact, or like a news driven event, right? So to me, like once the market gets over that shock, you could see like a decent recovery, a swift recovery of that. Kind of like what we saw with the COVID dip, right? The black swan back here of COVID. It was a sharp fall, but the recovery happened, uh, you know, and it didn't take a hell of a long time to get back up on top of things again. So yeah, without the black swan, maybe things would have looked more something like this, like price chopping through that area, if things like sort of went along naturally. But yeah, this was something that was that had to be dealt with. So if you compare that sort of theory with back over here, we've got that again. Price was attempting to maintain support above 21,000. It was starting to build, so potentially the trajectory was looking something more like that, right? And then this has been a spanner in the works, this whole area here. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can get the ball rolling again. Fingers crossed. Maybe December's going to be a big month of pivoting. Like we'll have to wait and see. By no means is there evidence of that yet, but this is just the first sign of optimism for the most part. Just going to go down to the smaller time frames here and check the volume. See how that 4-hour bar is going. So still got a good 3 hours to go, and we're almost equal with the previous volume bar. So that's good. You want to see that. You want to see this one engulf all of these previous. That would be amazing. If it was able to do that, then you know that was a move with proper volume behind it, So yeah, still quite a distance away from the 200 here. But yeah, it's good to see that price has got back up on top of the 200 and the 20 and the 50 EMA here. Looks like we might get a golden cross with those, so the 20 and the 50. If something like this happens, it could be even sharper. Like if price explodes further up, like this thing follows it quite tightly, so perhaps it'll look something maybe more like that. If it just depends on how shocking the move is. Like an example of it would be here. See how shocking that move was. It was like massive rip, and the EMAs had to really point up to try and catch up the price. Where do you think we will retest? So I think 17,000 is a fair target to, like, that would be a big line in the sand at the moment. If I go onto the Binance website just to view their order books, I just want to see what's sitting there at 17K. Binance order book.